Alright class, settle down, class is in session. Everyone get to your seats.
Hey there YouTube, I'm Yukitsu, this is the Yukitsu Times. Welcome to my channel, welcome to Don't Starve, and as you can see we're back to day one. Now, this one is our spring playthrough. As you can see again, we're playing as Wilson. We're playing as Wilson for both of these just because, as always, he's like the most basic of basic characters, so he makes for a good tutorial character. So, one of the easiest and most reliable ways to know that you've started spawning in spring is that the day is really short, so most of this bar ends up being red, and that sort of is both good and bad. It means that you know what you're up against, you know what's going to happen, but at the same time it means you're in spring, which is a bit of a miserable time. So we're trying to go ahead and just sort of rush our way through as much as we can get to. It hasn't started raining yet, but it will soon, just because that's the way the game is. It's a complete and utter twat, and you basically just need to make sure that you're going to make it through to the point where you're going to do okay during summer. And summer to me is a little bit more deadly than winter in a certain respect, but at the same time you don't have to worry about resources as much as you did back in winter. So it's a little bit more lenient in certain respects and it's a little bit harder in other respects. And hopefully we're going to have a better start in this one than we did in my autumn scouting guide. So because the day is so much shorter, your sanity is going to be dropping a lot faster, because there's simply put going to be more nighttime hours than there are during autumn. And what's worse, you're going to have a huge sanity drain if you get too wet, so you also have to watch your moisture meter that comes up when it starts raining, or whatever you want to call that thing. And it gets really, really nasty really, really quickly, so you want to make sure that you've got access to a parasol or a hat as necessary. Oh, look at how fast we found the beefalo. Yay! Look at him. He's all alone. There's literally all of one beefalo. I'm ignoring this one existing, but there's literally all of one beefalo. Okay, so this is a really weird map. Okay, so like, this is just a really strange map. I don't think I've ever seen one that looks quite like this before. A lot of things intersecting at really strange points, but, you know, that's good. It means that, I don't really know what it means. It means something. Anyway, let's continue on. We need to get at least 12 grass before it starts raining as well. I don't want to really go through the swamp right now. That's a little bit too early to see if there's anything on the other side, because there are a lot of other places that are probably more friendly that I can explore. And I don't think I'm going to count this as finding a beefalo herd, because again, it's a very small beefalo herd. Sometimes you get really big ones, sometimes you get really small ones. As you can see though, we're already into these sort of nighttime hours and our sanity is starting to drop. Not really good, so we're not going to have to worry about that much just yet, but it's going to become a persistent problem really quite quickly. This is nice. It's the rock area with the gold. This is another key strategic area that you have to get to with all those sort of things that you want. I haven't seen any ice yet. There we go. Glaciers. We're going to want to keep in mind where those are. I could mine them right now and get an awful lot, but the problem with mining them right now, of course, is that you don't actually need it right now, and I'm not going to necessarily get a fridge in time. So we're going to leave these alone, even though I would get more ice if I picked them now. One of the ways that you could do this, if you absolutely had to get the ice now instead of later, you can chop it down and take some of it, and then just make sure that as soon as it starts to go like yellow or red on the, like, it doesn't rot, it just melts, but like as soon as it's at that point on the bar, you just sort of get a little bit more and add to it or whatever. And the advantage of this is that you can use it to sort of firefight. So if you're in a situation where you feel like you're going to have to do some firefighting for whatever reason, that's a legitimate way to do it. It's another iBird. Someone was saying tallbird. I call them iBirds. I don't actually know the official name for anything in this game. Like, that apparently is a boulder. I can know that because I can mouse over it. But these guys, like, it says tallbird. Oh, it is a tallbird. But yeah, I never actually do that unless I'm attacking them, so I don't pay attention. It's lovely. Buzzards circling overhead because they sense my impending death. But we're going to disappoint them by walking out of their biome and then die. It's going to be great. Okay, so we're in a little bit of trouble here. As you can see, we found very little grassland, so we don't have all that much in the way of that sort of grass that we want so that we can make our hat, and for our torches as well. And the torches are going to be potentially more important. Either way, though, let's go get ourselves an axe. The reason is, of course, that we're in spring, so there is a good chance that we are going to have to start a fire. And this is something that I don't like having to do, but it is something that happens. It's the way that spring works. You've got these night times that are still cool, still cold, and you sometimes have to have a fire started up during them so that you can survive throughout the night. Oh, damn it. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so I need to get to grass. So I know that there's grass up north. even though I haven't really explored that fully yet. I need to, absolutely need to get at least like 3 more pieces of grass, and preferably a lot more than that, so I have to head up to this biome even though I already know it's up here. There we go. And that'll help a little bit. It'll keep us from getting too much above 1 here, which is... It gets problematic at about 15, so that's going to be something we'll have to keep our eyes on. Looks like heading north would have been the way to get a lot of the nicer things, but who knows? So it looks like we're heading up in moisture. Okay, let's go ahead and make ourselves a pretty parasol. The rain is quite serious, it looks like, so we're going to need it. And it looks like we're up to 5 moisture, so we do need to keep our eyes on that. That's going up pretty quickly. Okay. There we go. And we're going to want to cut down this tree as well here, even though that's going to give us time to have even more increases in our moisture. Okay, now then, a little bit more fuel to this. It's going to go really quickly. I'm going to cook the birch nut right now because I want to eat it. There we go. And let's also eat these 2 carrots. They don't really increase if I cook them, so no real point in that. And let's also toss in our pine cones. That should be enough for the night. So we're going to also make ourselves some torches. I want to leave in the morning before day breaks, so I get a little bit of an advantage in our little adventure here. As you can see, the rain is pretty bad. Even though I've got a pretty parasol and I've got the little hat here, I'm going up all the way to 11, which means I'm going to start freezing and I'm going to start taking sanity damage pretty darn soon unless it stops raining. So we're in a position where things get pretty dicey once we hit 11. Our sanity's already dropped to 180, which is quite a big drop. So we're not necessarily a great place here. And that's just sort of the way spring is. This is what you should expect spring to be like. I can't actually do what I want to do and run off without my umbrella. The reason being with the torch out, because it's raining like this, it means that I'm not going to be able to carry my umbrella, which means, you know, I would lose way too much in moisture, or I would gain too much moisture too quickly. It's already up to 14, and it's going to keep going up a little bit here, so it'd be nice if fires dried you off just a little bit here. It seems like the rain's starting to sort of die down, though, just a little bit. Everything now is wet. As I pick wet things up, it makes this, it takes longer for me personally to dry off. And as you can see, it took a lot of logs to get through the night. That's just sort of the way spring is. And like, these rainy nights are just the worst because they really slow down the scouting process, and it can extend your scouting process up to like 4 or 5 days or even more. So you have to bear in mind that you're not going to find everything necessarily as you would like to. We're up to 15 now, which is sort of that breaking point where things get a little bit nasty, but we should be okay, I guess, unless it gets much worse. We're going to just stay under this tree for a little bit. It's going to let us dry off just a little bit. Okay, and let's get these berries. Haven't found much food so far. This is kind of a little bit of an awkward thing, but that's okay. Let's just check our map, consult with it. Alright, finally. Bloody well. Okay. Once it's not raining, you can unequip your hat. You'll rapidly start drying off, as you can see. And hopefully we'll be okay. So that's pretty good for that. If you don't rush and build that hat once it starts raining a little bit, don't get that pretty parasol out. You can camp right below a tree. Trees do actually provide just a little bit of shelter from actually all sorts of weather. I think the only one it doesn't help against is cold. So keep in mind that if you're desperate, and that adds just a little tiny bit of help. If you build a fire under a tree, or if you do whatever while camping at night, you've got your parasol, a tree, and your hat, you're pretty much going to be fine. You shouldn't have to worry at all about the water, even if you haven't got a proper umbrella yet. Now, a proper umbrella definitely does help quite a lot. The problem is that, obviously, you aren't necessarily going to have what it takes to build a proper umbrella. I don't fight the pigmen really all that much, unless I'm playing as Wigfrid or as the big guy, I forget his name. But any of those sorts of fightery types, you know, those guys will fight pigs with. Someone like Wendy or like Wilson, I don't really fight them, so for me it's much better to just sort of use the pretty parasols and the hats as best I can, and I think it works out fine for me. Okay, so this area looks like it's going to dead end and is going to be some sort of like little peninsula. But we're going to go check it out anyway, because this is where Glommer is going to be. Almost indefinitely. It's these weird sort of deciduous foresty areas that are always with Glommer. And usually it's near the road, so this should be a good way of checking out if he's around here. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. And yeah, hopefully that will get us something good. Oh no, you don't, you little bastard. That's right. Yeah, so those little guys, of course, they always are eating those little bits of flint for some reason. I'm not really sure why. They don't even actually eat them. They just grab them and then they sort of burrow themselves back underground, and that's where they go. That's it. Okay, so one of the other problems I have with spring is that since it gets into this sort of twilight area earlier, what you find is that things are a little bit harder to see. It's not that bad in this area, but if you're doing something like hunting a koalefant or something like that, it gets a lot harder to see where you're supposed to be going. So it gets a little bit tricky if you're doing this sort of scouting when it gets darker early. And as you can see, my sanity is also going down now again. So I'm going to equip this parasol. It rots whether you've got it up or not, so you might as well keep it out when you feel like you want to. And that will let my sanity recover just a little bit. And in fact, I'm going to pick up a lot more flower petals now because I feel like it should help out my sanity, which is a little bit lower. I need 3 more, and I'm also going to go for a flower hat, so it's worth having. And yeah, we're just going to continue on with our slow process of scouting here. My inventory is getting a little bit full. I might eat these seeds just to get rid of that, but basically, since we haven't found a lucky backpack like I did in that one playthrough, we just have to keep running and hope that we find whatever it is we need. Oh, this is something good, I think, over here. No, it's just the flowers. Damn. It's even less important to find those areas for flowers. Like, you used to be able to use them to get sandy, ghosty fuel, whatever, I can't remember what's called. But the thing that you need for magic that you get by going insane and then just harvesting rabbits is how I did it. Now you can get it by, or you could always do it by using flowers. I can't remember how long it's been since they patched that in, but it's been around for a long time that you could take evil flowers and turn it into soul fuel. And I think that that sort of made them a little bit more useful, but in all honesty, they were still not that useful because the other methods were a lot safer to do than collecting all those flowers. And when you collect all those flowers, you ended up insane anyway, so you might as well just harvest the rabbits while you're at it, I guess. But take the flowers as well, but you need like a dozen flowers for one stupid thing. Okay, so we're going to just check the central area here because I get the feeling like there might be the flower in this area and we just are missing it. There's a lot of catcoons here. A lot of them. Okay. So let's head up north a bit. We've got our 2 torches, so we've got enough for the night. But we haven't got any logs, so what we might want to do is that. Just cut down a tree. Just in case we have to start a fire because it starts raining during the night. If it does that, we'll have to definitely put that on. And what we can do is we can run somewhere where there's near trees so that we don't have to stop doing things. We can cut down the tree during the night, and that should be fine. But now I can equip my parasol again. I can keep running until it starts raining during the night, and that's going to be something that we do. So always make sure that during the spring that you've got enough logs on you to start a fire at any given time, because it can get cold. It can get to the point where you do need to put that on, and if you don't, then you're going to be in a little bit of trouble. Because obviously you can't cut down a tree while you're carrying a torch around. The best you could really do is you could light a tree on fire and then hope that you could harvest enough resources while that tree is burning somewhere slightly off to the side there that you can safely get to where you're trying to go. But that's not really something you want to bank on. Alright, so... And there's a koalefant over there, or it could be a varg or whatever. Okay, I'm really not seeing Glommer around here, so we're going to do a quick drive down south, straight south here, and see if we can find him. But if we can't, then we're going to leave the area and just assume that there might be another autumn birch nuts area that he might be in. Now, we don't have to worry too much here. The nights are basically just as long as they are in every other season, except winter where they're longer, but they're pretty much just as long now as they are ever going to be, so we don't have to worry about them the torches running out and having to make a whole ton of them. The only time that happens was when it's raining, and when it is raining you should stop for that, because obviously you're going to end up in a situation where you kind of are regretting running around. Okay. So yeah, I definitely don't think I saw Glommer anywhere in there. We'll check the map on our way out, but yeah, looks like I also checked the entire road, so I think that there might be another one of these areas in there, in the map somewhere. Was worth a shot though, because it would be awful to find out that he was in there. Did waste a lot of time though. Fortunately, this night looks like it's amenable to scouting. If you find that for like the first 5 nights that you can't scout because it rains every night, which does sometimes happen, or there's like a frog rain, and it's just awful, you know, don't worry too much about it. You should be able to pull through anyway, even with the slowed down scouting. Just make it extended out so that you're scouting for like 6 or 7 days potentially, maybe even 8 or 9. And the thing is, you don't want a really big base for summer. We're not looking for a place where we can make a really large-scale base with a lot of nice things. We just want to make sure that we've got enough to survive through into autumn. Once we get into autumn, we've got that sort of easy time going for us, and that's when we want to get the majority of our building done, because that's when the seasons are sort of mild, and we don't have to be sort of threatened and don't have to worry about dying as much. That's sort of the way I view it. So the goals in these sort of seasons are now just a little bit different, and I think that that is sort of fine. Okay, there we go. So just running around still. I'm still running around with my parasol, even though I'm at 200% sanity, so, or 200 sanity, not 200% sanity. I'm not super sane. That would be weird. But basically, we may as well keep it out. There's no reason for me to put it away. Okay, I'm at that point where I'm just sort of going to run without getting many resources, but I do want to keep getting food. Food is potentially one of those things that we're not going to have for quite some time, because we might not be setting down until day 6 or 7, which means we're not going to be getting any food from the stuff that we put down until like day 8 or 9. So it could be a little while before we actually have a reliable food source set up. So berries, carrots, very important. Birch nuts even are also something that I've been getting, even though that they're better in autumn when I can get 2 per tree. I think that it's worthwhile grabbing a couple when you're running around looking for wood in the early spring. Like I said, they're a source of both food and wood, and you're in short supply of both, and you're stopping by fires. So it becomes a little bit more sort of relevant to have them in spring than it does in autumn, ironically. Autumn in this game is sort of that like time of plenty where you're like harvesting all your crops for the year sort of thing. Even though crops grow better in spring, it's just like you get so much stuff done and you get so much food in autumn. Alright, so what do we got? We have not seen any boons really, and we still haven't seen a resurrection table. This is a little bit awkward. Okay, so another key difference in spring, nothing but killer bees. So just keep your distance from them. Don't worry too much about them. They aren't going to chase you or anything too far, and you can outrun them. So if you're near killer bees, just keep running, and don't piss them off. Easy. Alright, so this scouting is going pretty terribly as far as finding anything good goes. Alright. Hopefully we'll be able to find something better along the way somewhere, but honestly, I haven't really seen anything that makes me think that I'm finding anything approaching great. Especially in this area here, it's like lots of really nice things for autumn to set up nearby, but now with the new summer mechanic, this is just a fire hazard waiting to happen. I mean, like if you settled down here, it would be impossible to protect all this stuff with one of your, what's it called? Just one icy fling-o-matic or whatever. You would need like a dozen icy fling-o-matics strung out everywhere, which very well I might actually just do in one of these games, just put icy fling-o-matics everywhere. Would probably be helpful. Okay, let's take a look at our map and see what the progress is like. If we were to compare this to my autumn playthrough, my other scouting guide, you'd probably see that I'm making a lot slower progress in this one. That's because I'm just not finding the same sort of definitive this place is useless that I was in that other one. The other one was very quick. I was just like, oh no, this place is useless. I don't really need to be here. And in this one, we're finding places that could be useful, but then we explore it and find out that they're not. So that's slowing us down. We're also going to have to probably set up camp this night, so that's also going to further slow us down. So a lot of things in this are making it so that we can't get to where we want to go quite as quickly as we'd want to go. And I think that that's just something you're going to have to get used to in this. We're going to have to start thinking about making another pretty parasol. It is raining tonight, which means that I do need a parasol for the night. And that means I'm going to need one more flower. There it is. Okay, easy. Enough. We'll make that the last second, actually, once I've already used up this one. The reason being, of course, that since they decompose at the same rate no matter what, whether I'm using it or not, then it means I'm just going to end up losing it faster if I do it now. Okay. Let's just check our map again. So this place is huge and has like a huge ground for foraging. If it weren't spring, that would be a lovely place because, like, in autumn, you can just sort of set up in there and just reap the benefits of all those berry bushes. Like, this is a ludicrous number of berry bushes. You could actually probably live off of this for a season without having to do any work, but of course, that's not how this game works. If I tried to live here during summer, I would literally just be infuriated by all the berry bushes lighting themselves on fire from the intense heat. How does anything actually survive on this island is beyond me because, like, seriously, everything lights on fire during summer. It's like some sort of weird epistemic thing where, like, it only lights on fire if you're observing it. It's like that question is like, is reality only real when I'm observing it sort of thing? If no one's around in a forest to hear a tree fall, does it make a sound sort of thing? Oh hey, this could only end really freaking poorly. Okay, so we're not going to open this because I know what it's supposed to do. It is supposed to turn it into winter. Like, the last time we encountered this in one of our other playthroughs, in fact, I think our other first, like, maybe even our scouting playthrough, quite literally, we encountered this, we waited until winter, and then we opened it, and it was a dud. It didn't start winter, but it is actually supposed to start winter. I have confirmed that. So we're going to leave that alone because it might work properly this time. We'll keep in mind where that is, and we'll go back there when winter's about to start, so that way we don't sort of waste our time. That way we can get a bunch of free stuff. Oh, there's a touchstone that's going to give us a helmet. That's really good. It would have been even better in the other playthrough, but we have not actually got that in the other playthrough. Okay, so let's get ourselves another pretty parasol. Now I actually can start off making a hammer, so I could make that earlier. But there's not really a whole lot of point to it, so we're just going to continue on. And forgot to light a fire here. Okay, so we want to probably chop down this tree, but I'm going to cook this birch nut first because I might as well. We don't want to get this fire too big and roaring, but either way, let's get to work here. I probably put this fire a little bit too close and it's going to light all the logs on fire when they come off there. Nope, landed the right direction. Good for me. Okay. We could have also used that for shelter, but I'm feeling pretty confident that we're not going to get to the point where we're going to lose anything for our moisture rating here. Alright, and I do think we're going to need like 5 logs to get through the night. I could cook and eat the mandrake, I guess, but I really don't want to. It's taking up an awful lot of room, though. Yeah, pretty much. Alright, let's throw that on there. Take our time to eat the berries, I guess. Okay. And come daytime, hopefully it'll stop raining. It's pretty brutal. This is a lot of time that we could have used exploring that we're down because we have to sort of stop by and sit by a fire. We're up to 5. Depending on how moist you're getting and whether or not you think the rain is going to break, which is hard to predict in this game, you can always throw on your torch and just run through the night for a little bit. just as long as you don't think you're going to freeze to death or anything like that. But I don't know. I think that right now we're stuck in a situation where it's definitely better for me to stick out by the fire. At least until the last little bits of night, maybe. No, for this one I might as well, yeah. And that's what we are at. Okay, we're on like a little tiny nub thing. Lovely. This guy's probably like asking, why God, why do I only have a sleep dart? Because like, oh hey, a toque. Because his head wasn't warm. And then he didn't realize that he could turn around and have all his prayers answered. Sorry, it's a soaked winter hat. It's not a toque. I mean, what the hell's a toque anyway? Not a hat, that's for sure. Okay. We might be just in a Oh yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so this is like a tall bird sanctuary sort of thing. This sometimes just spawns, and it's just a million goddamn tall birds. They're pretty useful in a certain sense, but they're also pretty dangerous. You can use them to kill things like giants. Like, the tall birds in that kind of numbers are actually a legitimate threat to something like a giant. But they're also extremely dangerous for me. One of the things you can do is you can go in there with Glommer's Bell and a... what's it called? And the pan flutes. Which I guess I could make a pan flute out of the mandrake. That's probably what I'll end up doing. But you can go in there with those things, and you can just have like the Bigfoot come down and crush a whole bunch of tall birds and their little babies to death, and then you can eat them and their little babies. And I think their eggs are indestructible, so I'm pretty sure you get to eat their eggs too. And that gives you pretty much a huge amount of meats with very little effort. But you know, yeah, we might find Glommer in here this time. So it's always in this sort of orangey biome. Really nice place for that, so I hope that he's in this one. That would be sure nice. It would be also nice if the game stopped raining on me. That would be... nothing? No? Neither? Wow. Sometimes the game is just a dick. Alright, so that was a really short one, so it's not likely in there. But we might find another beefalo herd past it, so we might as well keep running. Nope, because this place is also really short. Oh no, it's not actually really short, it's just got a little farm in between it. Okay. This is one of those playthroughs where I'd really love to get my hands on a... oh, there is another beefalo herd down here. On a, and they're not angry yet. Oh, sweet. This is amazing. Oh god, lag. What the hell is going on here? I think the game was auto-saving or something, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so there is another beefalo herd. It is a nice big one, so this is actually going to be something that we should mark on our map here. Where are we? We're right beside a fake farm in a beefalo herd near an autumn area. We're not going to settle there because it gets a little bit dangerous. And there's gold just up there, so this is actually starting to look up for us. This is... oh, and there's a touchstone here. This is just all the nice things, and like, just something is going to happen to me. I'm going to get hit by, like, lightning and die or something. Because this is just too many nice things all in one row here. This is definitely better than our other walkthrough guide of scouting, where it's just like, I've searched everywhere, there's nothing anywhere, help me. But yeah, that's pretty good. We are, however, up all the way to 15 moisture, which is less good. This is a really big herd. This is actually really nice. Okay, so we're going to actually explore up a little bit here. I think this is actually going to dead end, I hope. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, our moisture, if it starts peaking up above 15, we're going to go hide under a tree until it drops back down to 15 or less. And the reason, again, being that you start seeing problems if you're past 15. It's just not really something you want to have to deal with. Okay, there's spiders in here. This is a spider forest, it seems. Okay, so this will let the moisture drop just a little bit. It's too slow. And there's a spider chasing us. We have to get out of here. I don't really want to fight a spider. Let's see what's down here. If this is a pig village, I'm going to be so happy. Oh no, it's probably not a pig village. Damn. Okay, well we are going to be able to, it looks like, search through the night. Desert over here. So there's another area. Not really, strictly speaking, a useful area for us, but there is actually gold in them hills here. So this is potentially a place that we could use to sort of speed up that process of getting enough gold. I don't want to go all the way through the desert because there are just hound waves lurking in the desert. Not really what I want to be dealing with in this particular playthrough right at this point yet. So we're going to continue moving backward. All we need now is to find somewhere where we can find the fridge pieces, and we should be pretty much set, because the ice is just up here. There's ice up here near those tall birds, which means that we're in a pretty good position here, in all honesty. I mean, we've got pretty much everything we're going to need. Why is my sanity still going down? When I'm wearing the pretty... Oh, wait, because I'm not Wendy. I'm not Wendy. I was thinking I was Wendy for a second there. When Wendy wears the pretty parasol and the little flower hat, she doesn't take sanity damage during the night. So she's actually really resilient in that way, in a way that Wilson just isn't. Okay. So this one, we haven't actually seen as many Maxwell biomes as we've seen other playthroughs. I'm pretty used to actually seeing a lot of Maxwell biomes, but in this particular one, I'm kind of not seeing those. I didn't see many in the well, I did in the other one, but they were mostly empty. They didn't have clockwork guys in them. So it's left us with the option of just running. In this one, we also haven't yet found the road that has Chester, which is kind of problematic, but nothing too serious. It's serious in that you can see that I've got a major amount of stuff on my toolbar here. I've basically filled that out, but I mean, it's not so bad that I'm worried about or anything. I've just enough that I can start a fire, so if it starts raining in the middle of the night while I'm running around with a torch, I should be able to do something about it, but still, it's not necessarily the best thing to be letting happen. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just explore down this way for the night, I think. Okay, and we're going to need another torch, so let's make it. And now we just have to hope that it doesn't rain during the night, so we should be able to adventure quite a bit. I'm actually going to put on the winter hat for this, because it can get chilly during spring, even when it's not raining sometimes, because I'm already a little bit wet. 8 wetness, I'm not sure if that has much influence as far as temperature goes. But it's better to be safe than sorry when I've got the winter hat. If you haven't got a winter hat, if you see yourself getting cold, just drop down a fire. Like, it's another reason that you need to have it with you. So do always have that sort of thing on hand. This is just a lucky thing that I managed to pick up, so don't rely on luck. That's always what I think about these sorts of games. Alright. Looks like that's just nothing down here, so we're good. And let's see here. Yeah, it's gonna juke left after up here, so maybe there's another big beefalo herd or something. Doesn't seem to be, but it's hard to tell when they're sleeping sometimes. Especially because they don't show up on the map or anything like that. Yeah, so there we are through a second torch. We'll build another one just to be on the safe side, even though I'm pretty sure we won't need it tonight. I don't want to forget about it later, the fact that I don't have a torch in my inventory. So we're going to get to the road here, I think. And then we're just going to follow it up, see where it leads to. It's not the good road, so it's not going to lead us anywhere interesting by default, so yeah. Okay, we're just about into day 5, and this means that we're going to end the video pretty soon. We've gotten quite a lot done, a lot more than I thought I was going to get done, considering the sort of limitations that spring normally imposes on you. I'm going to continue exploring just a little bit more, but we've gotten a pretty good look at everything so far. I mean, we're missing a couple things that I'm going to want, in particular because we're going into summer rather than going into winter. Oh, there it is. There's that clockworky bastard. Oh, he has one of those bishop friends, though. Okay, so the bishop is the bigger problem in this particular case. The knight is not a big deal, and since, unlike last time I beat up the knight without, like, anything on me because I didn't want to have to deal with the running all the way to the clockwork knight from a million miles away. I just wanted to be able to quickly kill him, and that be that. So that's what I did. In this particular case, he's nearby all the things that I want to be able to get, so it's actually practical for me to just leave him there for now. And we're just going to do it like this. So Glommer's old bell didn't actually have one of those flutes on him this time. I'm wondering if the little Weasley bastards eat them or something, and I have to kill one of them to get it back. But I've got a Mandrake, so it's not as important. Oh, and there's the Pig King beside Glommer. This is like one of the best spawns I've ever had. Holy hell. Okay, so we're done scouting now. This is the exact opposite of my winter scouting one, because despite the fact that I've probably explored less of the map by size, I've come across everything I want and more, and there's just really nice places to set up, really nice places to be, and this is just a really lovely map. I'm going to see if there's anywhere north of here that's a little bit nicer to settle down in, per se, but I mean, like, this has been a really fantastic start, so yeah, we're done scouting. We've looked at the things we need to. We've managed to survive the elements, so that's a very important part of this. And we're pretty much ready to get going on starting a base anytime we want to. So anyway, I hope you found this enjoyable. And of course, as always, I hope to see you all next time.